Coming up on Guys Talking Sports, we talk about the finale of the 2015 NBA season. The champion was indeed crowned, as well as the MVP. We're also going to talk about what's going on in the offseason. That's coming up next on Guys Talking Sports. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Al Qualls, host of Guys Talking Sports. And again, thank you to everybody that subscribed to my channel. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate also all the comments that I've been getting as well. But for now, we're going to get right into the sports talk. I don't have any guest hosts with me, so this is just going to be all me for the next 15 or 20 minutes of talk. So we're going to get started right now and talk about the NBA Finals. And of course, we have to say congratulations. Of course, is to the Golden State Warriors for winning the NBA championship. They did it in 6 games. I predicted 5 games actually from the start, but they actually did it in 6. I really believe that Golden State Warriors were a better team than the Cleveland Cavaliers, even though there was a lot of talk about LeBron James and how he was willing his team. At the end of the day, that the Golden State Warriors team was just too deep for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I really think that they really just similar situation to what they did with the Memphis Grizzlies, where they was down 2-1, and there was rumblings about Grizzlies actually eliminating the Golden State Warriors, but indeed that wasn't the case. Actually, you have to give a shout out to Steve Kerr. Have to give props to him for coaching the way that he did. He stuck to his guns. He made the changes and he adapted to Cleveland's type of play, and it turned out to be an advantage for Golden State. And of course, they were the deeper team, injury-free team that helped solidify them the championship. First time for Steve Coach as a rookie head coach. For him to win, so that's really a positive thing going forward. Also, you have to say congratulations are in order to Stephen Curry as well for help bringing the team into it was all about team basketball. That's really what it was all about. Also, kudos to the Cleveland Cavaliers for making the run that they did. It's such a remarkable journey that they had, and even though I said it time and time again in our previous shows about the Cleveland Cavaliers and them being in the East being as weak as it was, you still got to give your tip your hat to them for making an incredible run. LeBron James, did his thing by tremendous fashion. It was just too much for him to handle with a series like this. Basically, it seemed as though that the team it was just on LeBron James to carry them to the next hurdle. It was kind of ironic how everything fell apart in Game 6, but you could tell from the start of the game that Cleveland wasn't really into actually doing what was necessary to stay alive in this series. And I completely actually saw that in Game 5, where I really thought that, Golden State really found their second gear. And Cleveland never really got into that second gear as well. It's been a battle for them. But you have to tip your cap off to Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm not going to say too much in regards to what LeBron James has done, because for him, the stats he put up were phenomenal. He triple-doubled, pretty much led the finals in scoring, rebounding, and assists. Basically, you can't get no better than that. Also, I have to tip my hat off to the rest of the Cavs organization and have to say this to Cleveland fans out there, to everybody that was predicting Cleveland to win. I have to say this. This is only their first year together as a team. So, and with the injuries that they have, especially to Kyrie Irving and especially to Kevin Love, it was just a matter of time before that kicked into play. But Cleveland, you should not worry. If anything, you should be happy that you got it this far. Couldn't really expect LeBron to carry them to the finals and actually win the championship against a team that had everything, the depth, the offensive talent, as well as defensive talent as well. So, and the adjustments that was made during the finals. I mean, it was something that Cleveland fans, Warriors fans, Warriors, I wouldn't say fans, but Warriors they were the better team. It's just nothing else to say about it. They were the better team. And Cleveland, you have something to look forward to come next year, because there's already predictions that you're going to be back next year anyway. That's, if there's no changes made into the East. But the point I'm making is that you have everything to look forward to. So in your first year with LeBron back with Cleveland, it's going to take some time, but I really believe that in the end, you will have a championship when it's all said and done. Now, the second thing I want to talk about, of course, is the MVP race, which, of course, was won by Andre Iguodala, who is the first person ever to win the MVP without actually starting a single in a season. And I find that kind of ironic, the fact that with all the talk about everybody saying LeBron should get MVP despite if he even lose this final, I already said my case about that on last week's show. But Andre Iguodala was the actual changing factor that put Golden State over the hump. And when Steve Kerr made that adjustment to put Iguodala in the starting lineup, that really clinched it for them, because you could actually see how better Golden State's offense were. You saw that there was, and not to say that, Bogut was a hindrance, but for them to get to that offensive pace that they are usually, that they've done all season, it was a great move on Steve Kerr's part to actually insert Iguodala into the lineup, because it helped jumpstart their offense. It was a much-needed offense without sacrificing that much on defense. Now, the problem with Cleveland is that that's something that they couldn't match up because of the lack of depth in the actual on the actual team. Playing 7 guys in a finals for 6 games, the intensity was just too much to handle. Even if you do have the best player in the world in the basketball world right now, in LeBron James. And I do have to give credit where credit is due. LeBron James is the best player in the world. He said it, and it took me a minute to believe that, but at this point, I got a lot more respect for LeBron James. And I'm just going to leave it at that as far as Cleveland is concerned. Cleveland definitely needs to add more to their talent to their team. I'm not saying from a talent base, but just more depth. They definitely need to add some more depth to their team, but that's something that they could do in the off season. But for right now, congratulations are still in order to the Golden State Warriors, who are doing a phenomenal job. Getting back to the MVP race, though, Andre Iguodala had, I believe, 7 votes to LeBron James 4, and Stephen Curry, which is kind of odd to me that he didn't get no votes at this particular point. I don't know if it's because of what everybody was saying in regards to Dellavedova being a Curry stopper, but it's funny that the MVP of the NBA season would not even receive a vote for the Finals MVP with the team winning the actual championship. I kind of find that odd, but other than that, I really believe that Andre Iguodala, and I said it before, in regards to whoever team wins, that valuable person should be the MVP. I always said that from the jump, and I really believe that if Andre Iguodala didn't get it, I wouldn't have been. I'd be happy with either Iguodala or Curry getting. I think LeBron getting it would have set a precedent for something that would, for something down the road where people will be rewarded for something where they, and it's not saying that it's his fault, but just saying that the team still couldn't win the championship. There's no MVPs for second place, and that's something that you have to consider. There was a comment made in regards to maybe down the road we should change the name from MVP to the most, something in regards to the finals where where LeBron James would easily get the vote. Me personally, I don't think that would be I don't think that's an issue. I think that would be an issue. Basically, what is set in the NBA is basically what is set. You get the championship, you get the Finals MVP for the team that won the championship. I think we want to give LeBron something for doing what he's done in the finals, which was extraordinary. But that credit was already given where it just wasn't enough. He did everything he needed to do. Of course, he led the finals in points, rebounds, and assists, but at the end of the day, we can't give him an award just for doing something like that. I don't think that you should create an award for a person leading in points, rebounds, or assists, or anything of that nature. It's right now it's the finals and the finals MVP, and I believe both came out the way that it should have came out. Also, in regards to the Golden State Warriors, there's also talk now coming off of the championship, of course, with Alvin Gentry now heading to head coach the New Orleans Pelicans, as well as now there's talk of some people leaving the roster on the team, the team roster. Maybe looking for trades and stuff like that. I heard rumblings about David Lee is seeking to get out so that he could become more of a player, get some more minutes, which rightfully so, because when he came into the finals, he definitely came with the energy. He provided the energy needed to get Golden State back into the games and keep them going, so to speak. And you need someone like that, and hopefully he could find a team that out there that could utilize them to the best of his abilities. And wish him nothing but the best of luck. But again, congratulations on getting that ring first, and congratulations to the Golden State Warriors as well. Now, enough talk about the NBA Finals. We're going to get going into the NBA season of 2015-2016, which starts with the NBA Draft that starts actually next week. So I'm definitely going to talk more about that once the NBA Draft starts. There's lots of rumblings, lots of talks going on right now. Lots of teams maybe trading their picks or going, up or down on their picks. First thing I want to talk about, though, is I want to talk about the trade that recently just happened with Lance Stevenson now going to the Clippers in return for he's going from the Hornets. I was about to say the Bobcats, the Charlotte Hornets to the Clippers for Spencer Hawes and Matt Barnes. I think this is a good trade for the Clippers. They actually needed a defensive wing stopper, and it's good for both the Clippers as well as Lance Stevenson, because Lance Stevenson wasn't doing it in Charlotte. I think he regrets going there now. I think that he's looking to start fresh. So maybe this will be the motivation he needs to get him back to the playing days of the Indiana when he was with the Indiana Pacers, and it also gives the Clippers some much-needed toughness, a boost of toughness, of youth and toughness. Of course, Matt Barnes was definitely a great defensive player, but at the right time, you get Lance Stevenson who can actually help solidify it. And with Chris Paul in there coaching the team with Lance Stevenson, be interesting to see if he can keep Lance Stevenson level-headed. Definitely he was when he was with Charlotte. So, as long as he don't go overboard like he was doing in Indiana, I think this would be a good fit. And also Doc Rivers is there, so he can definitely help provide him with the coaching that he needs. As far as Spencer Hawes and Matt Barnes, I believe that they're working out something with Matt Barnes to let him go, so he won't be in Charlotte for long. But a key addition to Spencer Hawes definitely gives them that actual toughness and range, because Spencer Hawes can definitely shoot a three. So it'll be interesting to see how him and Al Jefferson would be in the mix, how they would coincide together. It's similar because it's funny because Spencer Hawes kind of reminds me a little bit of a little watered down Josh McRoberts that can also shoot three. So it'd be interesting to see how they incorporate Spencer Hawes into the mix as well. But as of right now, I really do appreciate the talk to you guys as we talk more about the NBA. There's really nothing else much going on at this particular point, so this is the closeout for the NBA season, which starts the new season with the NBA draft. And again, a lot of things is going on, a lot of rumors. I won't get into those at this particular point because right now they're just rumors. So if anything does iron out, that'll be interesting to see what happens next, and I'm here to bring it to you. But for now, I would like to say thanks everybody. This is Guys Talking Sports, and I really do appreciate it for everybody that really likes my video podcast, my videos. You can check out and do me a favor and subscribe on the lower right hand side. You can also reach me at I am Al Qualls, which is showing right on my logo screen. For everybody else, we'll get the rest of the fellas back into the mix. Sorry I don't have guests today because everybody's doing different things, but I figured I'd do something a little bit different and go solo to talk to you guys. It's really just like my one-on-one conversation with you. So again, this is Guys Talking Sports. Again, I appreciate the love. Keep hitting me up with comments. One of these days I'm gonna do an actual Q&A with all the comments, all the questions that people have been hitting me up with, whether it's through Twitter, whether it's through Google Plus, of course, as well as YouTube. But for now, this is Guys Talking Sports, and I'm your host, Al Qualls, and I will check you out again later.